This is what happens when buffets get elevated. I mean, literally. High above the clouds, the buffet and bar come to your table. No need to get up and walk around. Easter brunch definitely hits a little different up here. You know how buffets are usually just you walk up, grab a plate, stand in line, and pick your food? Yeah, this is not that. At Ascend Prime Steak and Sushi in Bellevue, Washington, the brunch buffet comes to you. Small plates arrive by carts, thoughtfully prepared and beautifully presented with high-end ingredients. Everything on these carts is all you can eat. Even the cocktails feel intentional, presented on handheld carousels that move through the dining rooms, as many as you can drink. You can stop any of these carts and carousels at any time. And while all of this is happening, you've got floor-to-ceiling views of Bellevue, Lake Washington, and as far as the snow-capped Olympic mountain range from the 31st floor. It's refined, but still relaxed, an Easter brunch buffet that feels just a little more special than usual. I want to show you this third space, a public area of the building on the lobby level, which is weirdly on the second floor, next to the elevators that go to Ascend. It's a cozy space to wait for your party before heading up, or just to hang out. It comes complete with a large fireplace that doesn't emit heat, strictly for vibes, and an outdoor patio for the sun, but it can be noisy here due to the road noise below. Plus, a bathroom is just around the corner too. Let's go upstairs now and see the brunch buffet. After exiting the elevator, you are immediately greeted with this view from the reception area. Directly in front of you is the top of the Seattle skyline and the Olympic Mountains behind it. In the foreground are downtown Bellevue, which happens to be my old neighborhood, and Lake Washington. The Bellevue skyline is definitely different than when I used to live here. The experience starts off a little more relaxed. You're first served a selection of freshly baked pastries, cut fruit, and a milk-based drink to ease into the meal. While you're enjoying those starter bites, it gives you a moment to look over the cook-to-order menu and choose your entree along with a side. This part is separate from the buffet, so you'll make one selection here. But once that order is placed, everything shifts. That's when the carts begin to roll out, the cocktail carousels start making their rounds, and the full buffet experience comes to you. And from that point on, it's all about sitting back and letting everything arrive at your table. In my opinion, this is one of the best ways to do a buffet. One thing I've never loved about traditional buffets is having to constantly get up, walk around, and wait in lines. But here, everything comes to you. Small plates are brought right to your table, one after another, so you can just stay seated and have as many as you want. And when you think about it, it's actually how most people approach buffets anyway. You go up, take a little bit of everything, and try it all. The difference here is that each dish is already portioned into these smaller plates, and the presentation feels much more intentional and a lot more appetizing. It turns something that's usually pretty casual into something that feels a lot more elevated. In the meantime, during all of these carts and carousel rounds, your cook-to-order food comes out. I've tried different entrees over the years. I haven't had a bad one that I can remember. They really do remind you that you're eating Wagyu and A5 salmon, for example, so you know you're eating well. Desserts are also not part of the buffet. They come out with a selection for each person. However, by the time these desserts come out, you really just want to taste and not indulge anyway. Very classic, even with milk and cookies. I didn't tell you this, but they don't like to waste food, so if you really can't eat everything that you got off of the buffet carts, they'll go ahead and pack it for you, as in to go. Over the years, I've come here not only for holiday buffets, but also for many celebrations and happy hours. They really do take care of you for your special day. I mean, look at these, time and time again. I've only seen this holiday brunch buffet for Easter and Thanksgiving, and I've only ever been to their Easter one. I've been to most of the Easter brunch buffets since they started doing it several years ago. I kind of like the idea of them doing it for other holidays too. And this is probably one of my favorite places to have happy hour. The views alone are worth it. That is, especially with the sunset. But the food and drinks also check out too. You can even order their dinner menu from the bar at happy hour. Full price, of course. Like the steak and this, their most popular dessert. This is called the magic mushroom and you've got to order it. The bottom layer looks like soil dirt, but it's actually a mix of dark chocolate-coated crumbs, espresso crumble, and even bits of dehydrated matcha cake. It's finished with honey meringue mushrooms, pieces of dark chocolate bark, and even edible flowers that tie the whole thing together. Then layered on top of that, you've got this rich chocolate pâte de crème and a smooth white chocolate cherry mousse that adds just a little brightness. Certainly looks too good to eat. Hey there! Quick interruption to say thanks a bunch for choosing to watch my video. You're awesome! I'm Sherry, and I've been wandering the world since 2010, turning my travel site, Colorful Footsteps, into a brand new YouTube channel. Here, it's all about superlative trips, eats, and stays. If you're enjoying this video or found it helpful, please leave a like or a comment, and maybe you'll even subscribe someday. See you again, okay? Now back to the video. So, let's talk about the good and the not so good of this brunch buffet at Ascend Prime Steak and Sushi. Starting with the positives because there's definitely a lot to like here. First, the quality of the food really stands out. There aren't your typical buffet trays. Everything is made with high-end ingredients, plated beautifully, and served as small dishes that feels closer to fine dining than a traditional buffet. And honestly, that format makes a big difference. Instead of getting up, waiting in lines, and piling food onto a plate, everything is brought directly to your table. You can just sit back, relax, and still try a little bit of everything. On top of that, it's all you can eat and all you can drink when it comes to cocktails. So if you're the type who likes to fully indulge, try multiple dishes, and not feel limited, this setup really delivers. But that brings us to the downside. The price is already high. At $149 per person, this is definitely more of a special occasion kind of meal. And then on top of that, there's a mandatory 20% gratuity that's added automatically before you even see the bill. So it's not really a tip in the traditional sense. It's built in. You can't choose. I mean, you can add additional tip, but you can't change the 20% mandatory to something lower. Then there's the additional 2.5% surcharge, which is meant to support employee benefits. And this is where it might not sit well with everyone. Because when you combine the base price, the mandatory gratuity, and the surcharge, the final cost climbs pretty quickly. To feel required and guilted to pay a certain amount of tip isn't a tip to me. For me personally, tipping has always felt like it should reflect the experience, not be predetermined. So while the food, the service style, and the overall experience are definitely elevated, the pricing structure is something you'll want to be aware of before coming in. At the end of the day, this is a high-end brunch with a unique concept and really strong execution. But whether it feels worth it or not probably depends on how you feel about the total cost once everything is added in. I also appreciate the sea salt soap in the well-maintained restaurants. Even there, things are elevated. It feels so good on my hands. Plus, their well-thought-out menu where each dish complements the cocktails with an Easter-themed naming structure that they print out for you. And of course, and best of all, the views that make the whole experience even better. So the restaurant is up there. You can get closer. The 31st floor. You can probably see us from here. Somebody told me that if you catch a duck in the park, you are legally able to keep it and even cook it should you desire. So this is part of the circle that goes around Bellevue Downtown Park. It's approximately half a mile. In the center is a green space. People use it for volleyball, soccer, dogs.